toll gate ahead and then keep left. Keep left.
Uh-oh. Hey everybody, Captain B, day 4. We are gassed up and we just went through the toll plaza on the Florida Turnpike on our way to Key Largo. Florida Turnpike. It's a toll system. I don't think I've used this before. It will cost us a few dollars. I think it'll be 40-50 bucks to do the whole thing. But the way it works is a little bit like the 407 at back home, where they have this camera system and then they take the license plate, they send you the bill in the mail. This is going to be a little bit smoother, a little bit straighter, and a little bit faster than having to deal with the I-95. So we have the cruise control set just right around the speed limit, which is 70 around here, and it should be a smooth ride. Some of the technical stuff, you know, we haven't talked about that. We were showing you a lot of road clips the last couple of days, but you know, the towing the trailer has some technical sides to it. And the first off is you need to go slow, you need to react very slowly, all of your motions need to be very smooth, nothing jerky with the steering or with the brakes or with the gas. Everything always has to be very, very smooth. You have to leave lots and lots of room for people to cut you off, because it takes quite a while to brake, because we are quite heavy and the boat will push the truck when you go to brake. We do have the exhaust brake and that helps a ton. So each time I turn on the truck, I turn on the exhaust brake as well. So the other thing is curves. You really got to watch yourself in curves, and you actually have to lead the truck. So you've got to take the outside front wheel of the pickup truck, the front one, towards the outside, and you leave it towards the outside of the curve. And what that does is it leads the truck outside in the curve so that the trailer does not cross on the inside part of the lane towards or into the other lane next to it. So you've always got to lead no matter which way you're at. So you have to be careful about that, and always need to be aware each time you turn that you're leaving enough clearance so that the back end does not swing into somebody else's lane. So you've got to just keep an eye on it and be very aware, be very conscious, and then cruise on down the road. We've stopped at the Pompano Beach service area, and there is not a parking spot in sight. Trucks everywhere, and there's not one open spot. So we sort of just left the truck and trailer here where we're not supposed to, and we'll take a quick break and get back on the road. That is some pretty creative architecture. The building looks like a guitar. John Pennekamp State Park, where we're going to be putting the boat in the water. Boat's in the water. The trailer is still here at John Pennekamp. They didn't want us to leave the trailer, but we found a spot and put it in. This is a very tricky channels. The windshield is super dirty, and we need to make our way through these channels and then out into the open and then back in towards the resort. And we have virtually no gas, and that's because I was hoping to gas up here, and there are some gas tanks, but they said it is private, they do not sell the gas. So we're gonna make our way through these channels and to the hotel. Security, security, security. Blue Tortuga inbound. Port Largo Canal approaching the jetty. Security, security. Blue Tortuga inbound. Port Largo Canal approaching crash corner. The last step of the day before we check in. The trailer is stored in the yard, plenty of room. Just need to lock it up, and we'll drive right over around the corner and check in at the hotel. We're finally in our room. There's MJ coughing, and we're all checked in. A little rudimentary in terms of the facilities, but I think it will do just fine. Got a full-size fridge, so I think that's a bonus. And the view outside, we need to attend a bunch of stuff. We still need to take gear out of the truck and get settled in, get our clothes. We also need to get the boat sorted out and hooked up and put the electricity on it and all of that. But we'll take the next few hours to get that done. We are settling in the room. We are very tired. We started off the day pretty late, but not in a hurry. Things were going well. We did our little break at the rest area. The drive went really well. That Florida Turnpike is awesome. Well worth the few bucks we spent on that. We got to the John Pennekamp State Park. Wonderful facility, really well organized, but incredibly busy. They refused to let us into the park because it was already full or at capacity. So we had to pull over to the side at the welcome gate, and we spent over a half an hour there waiting. So we took that opportunity to start getting the boat ready for the water. So we got the straps out, the fender lines, get all the tie wraps and all the transportation stuff dismantled, and get the boat ready for the water with the fenders, the dock lines, all of that sort of good stuff. Antenna, mast, got it all ready. Disconnect the trailer and cables. And they eventually gave us a spot and said we could go in and launch the boat. When we got there, however, they said that we were not able to store our trailer. MJ would have to leave immediately, and I would have to drive the boat single-handed over to the marina. That would have been a problem. So we put the boat in the water. Two of the rangers from the park came to talk to us. They seemed to be okay. They didn't seem too fussed about our procedures. So we launched the boat, we put it in the water, and actually found one spot left for a trailer. So we got the boat in the water, docked it, tied it up to the pier, got back in the truck, stored the trailer and the truck, got into the boat. And we showed you the clip of us cruising over. Beautiful place. It's all through the mangroves. Unfortunately, we had zero gas in the boat. And I mean zero. We were below 7% of fuel, so we did the entire trip from John Pennekamp, which is only a few kilometers, but nonetheless, it's actually very close together, but because there's no water, you have to go fairly far out in the ocean and come back in the other side. So that took well over an hour because we would only do it at about 6-7 kilometers an hour to conserve fuel to make it. So we did the radio calls, we got here in the marina. That went really smoothly. We then called, we did our paperwork for the boat and gave us our permit for the trailer, and then we got a taxi. We taxied back to John Pennekamp State Park. He dropped us off at our truck and the trailer. We brought that over to the storage yard, which is just a couple of driveways down the street from the resort. Then we checked in, and we've done about 30 trips between the truck and up 2 flights of stairs to our room, so we can begin sort of organizing our stuff. The pickup truck is a mess. The boat is a mess. We got a lot of cleanup. So tonight is going to be a restaurant night and just taking it easy. And tomorrow we are going to clean the boat and get it all organized and get all the stuff back in there, because get the canvas up, because we have done none of that. We just sort of docked it in the slip. I just hooked up, went down and hooked up the shore power, so the power is on the boat for the night, and we're just gonna hang out, maybe watch a football game, order in some dinner or go pick something up, and tomorrow we're gonna get to organizing the boat. So day 4, but we're here. We're here in Key Largo. Day 4 is done. So until tomorrow, this is Captain B and the Kraken saying keep the bottom side wet and the top side dry.